I'm a person who been affected and inflicted by sihr and jinns and evil from my young age, which I wasn't even knowing. I come from a family, I come from India, from a very deep village. So my family did not know things, and it's like I had a hell lot of trouble in my life. I grow or move one step, I fall 100 steps behind. I spent thousands of dollars trusting them. It's not just from one place. I met them globally. Some call them self proclaimed sheikhs. The sheikhs come from South Africa, the sheikhs come from Kenya, the sheikhs come from UK, USA, and also the ustads, the imams, the healers, all part of the world. I've been spending money like anything, going crazy, but end of the day, nothing happens. Still, my trust on you that time, Reda, is zero. I'm sorry to say this. He walked away.
Mm.
Who said seeing your face makes me irritated and don't come in front of me? And I was so depressed and so painful, and it's causing me so much of depression. I could not sleep, could not eat, could not do anything. We are going to be blessed with a new person in the family.
Thank you for joining us, friends and fans from all across the globe. We're gathered here today to listen to Muhammad's story. This time, we didn't have to change his name because Muhammad is as popular or more popular than John in the Muslim world. He also wanted to show his face, but I declined because of privacy concerns, as I'm very big on client confidentiality. This man is a loving husband and a father, also a successful IT professional. We've been working together now for more than a year, I think, and he's here to spread hope in the hearts of people who need it by telling his story of battling lifelong demonic possession to finally beat it by God's will and permission, and then transitioning into working with Jinn Kings and Afarits through our continuous collaboration. On my behalf and that of all our listeners, thank you, Muhammad, for taking the time out of your busy schedule to make this interview.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to all the brothers and sisters across the globe. And peace be upon you all, those who are listening to this video. And thank you all for joining this session. And I'm really happy. I would first like to thank to the Almighty who gave me the opportunity to be here with our brother Reda, and then the greater opportunity to work with him, to know him. And I would like to be so grateful to the Almighty for showing Reda at the time where I was in desperate need, and for inviting me today here for the great session.
It's my pleasure, and I'll join you in thanking God Almighty for bringing us together on such a happy occasion. So let's dive right into it. First of all, the question on most people's minds is, am I alone when they're suffering? Everyone thinks that they're the only person in the world with those problems. So, for the people who are in a similar situation that you were in before, can you tell us a little bit more about the challenges you were facing at that time before we started working together, before you did your purge treatment? I think back then you didn't even know what was happening. I know that you tried a lot of things. You thought maybe it was black magic, you thought maybe it was evil eye. I know you tried different solutions, raqis, healers. You were looking and looking, but tell us that, and also what you were dealing with and what were you trying to fix.
Okay, before we go into that, I would like to put a small disclaimer here. Everything I'm going to say is full and final what happened in my life, and it is true to the fact. This I bear witness for my own life as what has happened. This is true incidents, events which happened. So, coming back to the question, brother, I'm a person who been affected and inflicted by sihr and jinns and evil from my young age, which I wasn't even knowing. I come from a family, I come from India, from a very deep village. So my family did not know things. And it's like I had a hell lot of trouble in my life. I grow or move one step, I fall 100 steps behind. I do good, I will be brought to the hall of shame. I try to succeed and I keep failing. So success was something which was very difficult in my dictionary, and pain and suffering was the only thing which I had. So I have been trying from the time I know about healing. I went to hell lot of people who call themselves Rakis, who call themselves healers, who call themselves good doers. I spent thousands of dollars trusting them. It's not just from one place. I met them globally. Some call them self proclaimed sheikhs. The sheikhs come from South Africa, the sheikhs come from Kenya, the sheikhs come from UK, USA, and also the ustads, the imams, the healers, all part of the world. I've been spending money like anything, going crazy, but end of the day, nothing happens. They say everything is done. Down the line, after 3 months, 4 months, things come back, failure again. Things come back, failure again. So it's very difficult, and the solution is not there. It's like I have a wound, I'm trying to heal it, but end of the day, it's spreading. It's like the issue is not fixed. So the trouble is doubling, tripling, and it's going in and on without any solutions.
Wow, I can't even believe how that must have felt for you. It's not just that there's a problem, but also the hopelessness from going to one person to another. Like this will never get fixed. So a few things that I want to highlight there, Muhammad, if you don't mind me, because these are things that I see on a daily basis, and I want to track the listeners' attention to it so that if it's happening in their life, that they know what is causing it. First of all, this is more serious than the spiritual attachment. It is actual possession. And in my professional experience, I have noticed that possession is usually something that happens over a very long period of time. Either that the parents were touched by sihr when the person was very young, right? Or there was magic done on the family or things of this sort. But possession typically it is something that has started and the seed was planted at a very young age, so that when the person grows up, it's not like they're affecting their mind and their heart. They're literally in their body to the point where they can control their appetite, their sexual desires, their sleep, all the bodily rhythms. And I think that you were struggling with that as well, right? You even had a digestive issue, if I remember correctly.
Yes,
This is why we know it's possession, because it is physical. It's not emotional, it's not mental, it's not spiritual anymore. It moved
right,
into the physical realm of existence.
right,
But what is common to all the spiritual afflictions is what you say about success. People feel like they're being tied down. And they feel, one of my clients, just as she said in another interview, is like moving in quicksand, right? You try to get out, you're trying to move, but it's not working. You're not getting anywhere.
right.
You can listen to that interview. I'll link it up if you guys are interested. It's very deep what she says in there. The other thing is, when you do things even with a good intention, or even when you do a good action, not just an intention, but really the action is good, it gets misinterpreted as bad. So it has a way of turning everyone on you, from your loved ones, from your romantic partners, from your colleagues, bosses, friends, and so on. That's the second thing. And the third thing that you are mentioning, and I cannot emphasize this enough, you went to the traditional route, which is Raqis, right? The people who will recite Quran on you. And by the way, guys, this is big business all across the world, especially in the UK. Wherever there are Muslims, there's a Raqi. Okay. And most of the time they will tell you this is from God, this is Allah's word. So they absolve themselves of the problem. It's on you. I'm
Yeah.
gonna recite the Quran
A-
for you.
and also they say, oh, this doesn't work. It's because there's another one, there's another shaitan or a jinn is contracting. So we need to counter that. So what
Yes.
they do is they keep putting plus one and they start extracting and sucking your blood until you're totally sucked up. Then they throw you away. They say, oh, we tried everything, it doesn't work because there's more of the shayateen attached to you. Oh, come on.
Absolutely, Muhammad, and I'm glad that you brought it up, because this means basically, I tell people, magic, ruqya, exorcism are temporary solutions. They are temporary solutions. And you said it, 2 or 3 months, everything comes back. And it doesn't come back as it was before, it comes back worse. Because the shayateen, the evil jinns, they see it as an affront. They see it as a challenge. Oh, you want to
Yeah.
get rid of me? Now I'm going to show you what I'm really capable of. And now I'm going to hit you 10 times harder than you were ever hit before.
Yes.
And these people, when you go back to them and you say, hey, everything came back, they say, no, it's not what came back. I fixed that. It's something new.
Yeah.
So now it's not like that they didn't fix the problem, is that you have a million enemies, no one likes you, and everyone is very dedicated to do black magic and send you shayateen and this and that. What world, what kind of life, what kind of effect will that have on your heart and mind on a daily basis? But this is something that cannot be highlighted enough, is that these things, they're always temporary solutions, and it's going to come back like clockwork. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. It always comes back.
And the
No.
unseen is smarter than what we think. Sometimes they keep quiet. So it makes like an image, everything is fine, but they come back with full strength. And for this, I need to tell, be very careful when you go to a person for something and they keep adding plus one. It's a
Mm.
sign you need to be stepping off from there.
Mm-hmm. 100%. 100%. I cannot agree more. And me, you remember when we did the spiritual diagnosis, it's very thorough, and you know that it's 100% accuracy because you've been through it. Even when I did it for your family, you know what it is. But the
Mhm.
thing is, many people get either a false positive,
Yeah,
right? Or a false negative. A false negative is they're going to recite something on you, but the jinn is not stupid. Like you said, they're smarter than we give them credit for.
right.
Oh, I'm gonna go to the Raqi so he can recite something on me and see if I have something. The jinn goes and takes a walk. So
Yeah,
you go to the Raqi, he can recite all day, but there's nothing there. He says no. And I think you have had that. I remember you told me this master of a mosque, you went to him, supposedly very well renowned healer, and he told you,
yeah,
no, no, you have mental issues, and everyone is like this nowadays, go away.
yeah, yeah. And if I can explain that for the benefit of the audience, this person is a well known Singaporean, age old person. He goes and travels to Indonesia and Malaysia for healing. So I told him his problem. So he said, oh, let me diagnose you. So he diagnosed and he yelled at you. He said, oh, you're crazy. It's your mind which is a problem. You have nothing. Everything is fine. You just overthinking yourself. And the worst to worst part is he asked me, do you know to recite Al Quran? Are you memorizing? I said, yes. You are overdoing that. Don't overdo that. Go back, live your life. I
Wow.
For a minute I thought maybe I'm stupid because
Yeah.
that's the image they gave me.
To be honest with you, this really touches my heart because I go to such great lengths so that when I tell person they have something, they have it, and when they don't, because of this exact problem that you just raised right now,
Yeah,
I know that if I tell someone that they have something, they will live their life accordingly. And I know that if I tell them that they don't have anything, they will live their life accordingly. So it is my responsibility that when they come to me, I do everything in my power to actually know for certain that they have a spiritual affliction or not. And God sees all. So I thank you, Muhammad, really for sharing about these things, about the challenges you were going through, everything really that you struggled with, because God knows there are so many people out there, men, women, young, old, all nationalities, all creeds, that absolutely need to hear this
yeah, yeah,
because they are not alone. And the patterns are there for everyone to see. The symptoms are there for everyone to see, those who have eyes only.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
with that being said, Muhammad, I want to ask you, what problem were you trying to solve when you decided to hire me? Because, as I understand it and remember, you contacted me a few years back. We talked a little bit. I think back then you were interested in private mentorship, probably because you were so fed up
Yeah.
with people who could not help you that you were trying to learn how to help yourself. You didn't tell me at the time, but now that's my assumption. And then we parted ways in a very peaceful manner. You took the information, I answered your questions. And a little bit more than a year ago, you came back to me. You were in a very urgent state. You had an emergency, a personal emergency, and you were like, okay, we need to do this as fast as possible, so on and so forth. And things just, moved from one to the next after that. Can you tell me a little bit about what made you reach out and the problem that needed solving at that moment exactly?
Since our discussion is going so seriously, I would like to say things to just lighten up the conversation. As I told you, I have a very bad experience with people. So I've been with the sheikhs and leaders and imams. I started losing hope. So I was like, I don't know whom to believe.
Hmm.
I started trying my own self, reading books and trying this and trying that. So I tried an extent of going towards the Solomonic magic.
Interesting. Okay.
So that is where like I'm trying to Google to learn things. Then at a stage I understand when I backfired on myself that I should not learn things when it is not something to play with. So I wanted a real teacher. So I did some Google researching and I saw your name keep popping up for me in front of me. And the reviews very serious note. People were giving a lot of positive notes. So I really wanted to give it a try, but still my trust on you that time, Reda, is zero. I'm sorry to say this, but
Rightfully. Who can blame you after everything you've been through and the people you try to deal with? I can't blame you for that. And I think you're right to not trust you at that
yeah.
time.
So I came to you because I needed a mentor who can mend me to do the right things. And my problem that time was I had a very difficult time with my wife. And I had a very difficult time financially. And I was like getting hit from two sides. One from the financial constraint, wherein I was stuck with a loan for 10 years and I'm trying to get rid of that and I'm not able to. And on the other side, my personal life is going downhill. So I do not know. So I wanted to try something. But when I reached you, you told me that, okay, if you want to get the mentorship, you do. But I did not come back to you after we spoke. So it took an year for me to actually trust you and give a chance. Maybe it's a veil which was on my mind and heart, which was removed. And I'm again, as I said, I'm grateful to the Creator that I had in a thought I should go back to you. But this time I came back to you not for mentorship, but seeking a solution for my situation. And I'm really grateful to you, Reda, because you did not think for a second to take a decision like, oh, this guy came to me and he never come back. If it was from my own experience, if it was somebody else, they would have upfront rejected me or being sarcastic to say I'm busy. But you had the ears to listen to me, my situation. Then you gave me a solution of what needs to be done to sort it out. Yeah. So it took me a span of 1 year to trust you, to come to you, to find a solution for my situation. So it was two financial and my personal life, both were going downhill. That is where I came to you.
Yes, and look, I do not blame you knowing what you had at the time. Okay, so to be honest with you, it's not really a veil. It's because those satanic jinns, those evil spirits that were afflicting, at some point when you're doing healing and helping people, your name gets around in the jinn world. So they will do everything in their power to make you not deal with me, steer you some other way, try to get you to some other direction. I've seen that pattern over and over again. And that's why I don't try to convince people to deal with me. It has to be your own decision, your own choice. And when you came to me, it's not for possession or anything of the sort, because now you're saying my financial and personal life were not doing great.
Yeah.
But that's on top of all the issues that you are having on your own from dealing with this possession all your life.
Yeah.
That's like, for you, that was like the normal life, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
struggles and challenges. But
Correct.
those things pile up. These jinns, they can put a strain on your finances by having drainers. Like you said, you had this loan that you were trying to get rid of, because it's not that you were not making money, is that the money, there was no barakah in it, there was no blessing in it, it would not stick to
Correct.
you, as we say. And that's another common pattern. I tell people, we take it from Moses, we give it to Jesus. And in the Western world, they say you rob Peter to pay Paul.
Yeah.
So this is what they do. So that's another symptom of spiritual afflictions and causing dissension between husband and wife.
Yeah. Yeah.
Classic
Yeah.
textbook, because your wife, when you contacted me, she was basically leaving you,
It was
right?
almost at the edge of and everything is end. It's going to be a dot, a full stop, and end.
Exactly. And you were very concerned. Can we get it back? And look, okay, so here's the thing. Some caveats here, because I get people asking for love magic every other day. Okay. Love magic, there's no button to press and the person comes back. That's the first thing. There's
Yeah.
no button to press for anything. There's no button to press for me, and then money is going to come flowing into your life. That does not exist in magic, guys, because you are being told, you are being disinformed about jinns and their powers and what magic can do. Forget all about that. We are not in Aladdin, we are in the real life. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing is, I am not willing to do magic for someone who is abusive or being abused. In your case, it was, and when you look at the situation between you and your wife and how she was going to leave you, and the reason it was, now looking back, I'm sure that you see it was clearly orchestrated by evil jinns, because you didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
It was all misinterpretation.
Right.
And in those cases, yes, I am willing to bring back husband and wife. I am willing to help them by Allah's grace and mercy to come back together for the sake of the family, for the sake of the household, for the sake of doing good in society.
Right.
But if you were abusive to her or beating her or doing that, and then you come back to me and you say, oh, I need you to do some jinn magic for me, of course I'm going to decline. So this is something that I need to put out there, Okay,
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
because someone is putting their services online and working for people to help them, that doesn't mean that they don't have any ethics or morals or principles or integrity. Okay,
Right.
because when it comes to love magic, I don't know what it is, but there's a lot of crazy people out there, and most of the time I'm declining these situations, I'm declining these cases.
Yeah.
This is very important for me to emphasize. And on the other hand, the most difficult thing to produce, as I'm sure you're aware, for jinns and for magicians, is love is considered the apogee, like the top of the Ruhani science, is
Hmm.
producing and enticing love into two people and bringing them united. Because and you sent me the text messages, you sent me everything she was saying, and she was basically saying, this is it, you go your way, I go my way. And it was going towards starting the procedures of official divorce.
Yes.
And
Correct.
you were very concerned, rightfully, because you love her, you care about her, and you didn't want your relationship to end on something that basically is not true.
Hmm.
And I remember one of the things you were asking is, how long will it take? You sure we can do this? This is a man, guys, that would not trust me for a full year. We talked together, he saw my name everywhere, he saw the testimonials, and he would not trust me. And then I'm trying to explain to him basically that my work is solid. And as now we've done what? How many packs have we done? I can't even count them anymore. How many? I think we have two contracts, one in the making. And the packs, how many?
5.
Five. Okay. All right. So I told you that it's instant, right? It's instant.
Yeah.
Once you activate it and you saw the results the next day, what are the odds that the next day you cross her on the way to work, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you were so happy. You're like, oh my God, I saw her, this and that. Oh, wow. I said, look, just give it time. And after that, she mellows down and she starts to come back around. I think maybe within a week or two, you were fully back together again,
Yeah.
correct?
So just to add a picture, to draw a picture of how it was like, he walked away.
Mm,
Who said, seeing your face makes me irritated and don't come in front of me. And I was so depressed and so painful, and it's causing me so much of depression. I could not sleep, could not eat, could not do anything. Like, the only strength I had is I keep texting Reda and asking Reda, is this is the situation? So Reda, he doesn't reply me immediately because he knows the more he replies instantaneously, it's only going to add fuel to the fire. So he knows, guys, this one I'm not talking on behalf of Reda. This one I'm saying my personal experience. If Reda would have on the spot replied to me on the time when I was in need, it would be instigating my feelings to not have patience. But Reda was patient enough not to reply me, but give my mind the time to think. And it was not easy, guys. Really, brothers and sisters, it was not easy. But every single reply when Reda replies me, I'm seriously saying it was a medicine for my pain, and it used to compose me because he knows, he only says this, Muhammad, sabr, patience, you will get it there. Trust, you need to trust, not me, not my work, not with whom I work. Trust on the creator. The creator is the one who does everything, and he showed you me is because it's from him. So have faith in the creator. Do your prayers regularly, focus on your work, do your regular things. It will happen. And it was very difficult for me, and I've been nagging every single instant to Reda, but Reda was so kind and patient to say, brother, I'm ready to listen, but you need to be patient. So after a
mm-hmm,
week, I again bumped into my wife. Then the total climate changed, of calmness. There was a lot of peace, and there was communication again kicking in,
Mm-hmm.
starting, then things moved on. Then, trust me, guys, I am saying from my own experience, we are gonna be blessed with a new person in the family. And this is something not, I have never seen Reda take credits for this. He has always said only Alhamdulillah. All credits to the creator. So from my own experience, I would say this situation from worst to the best is blessed. So trust in what you are doing and have patience and just listen to the person who you're working with. The instruction has everything.
Mm,
If you need to do, the do's and don'ts come. Always we see the do's and we skip the don'ts. The don'ts are the important factors which we need to focus. So focus on the don'ts first. Do not do what is not required to be done. Do what is said to be done. Yeah.
absolutely, yes, 100%. And just to highlight something, like you said, all praise and gratitude to Almighty, highest and greatest, and all credit to the Spirit. So I do my part. I do my thing. Everything works by God's will and permission, and it's the Spirit's doing the hard
Yeah.
work of
Yeah.
swaying her heart and mind, so on and so forth. And within a week, you saw she turned. You don't turn 180 degrees and you say I love you. That's possession. Actually, you turn slowly and surely towards the person, right?
Right.
So within a
Right.
week, you say that she was moving away from you, then she was neutral, talking to you, there was more communication, she was open to hearing and getting back to you. And then after that, eventually you come back, and I checked in with you a few months later and I said, how is the relationship between you and your wife? And you said it's better than it's ever been,
Yeah.
right?
That's true.
And women, they're not going to have a child when there's something in the background just a few months ago, if they didn't think that this person is for life. If you had a problem that you were going to separate a few months back, you're going to wait maybe a few years to try for a child again, right?
Yes, that's true.
You will wait. But in this case, not even a full year it has been that you're expecting a baby. And I take this opportunity to pray for its health and safety and wellness. That's about the love, because it's very important. A lot of people are scamming people. A lot of people have false expectations that are being circulated, what's written in the books, and these occultists who are writing these books and giving these courses and talking about the jinns and whatever, whereas that's not reality. All right. It is not, because otherwise the world would be in chaos of people just
Yeah.
doing magic one to another.
Correct.
So the next thing I want to touch on is your finances, because you said that things were tight. And very quickly, how do you compare your financial situation? Because after we did the love pact for your wife and you to get back together happily and in harmony,
Yeah.
you said, okay, this guy can do something. Let me go for something more expensive. Let me get a contract from him. And we did a wealth contract for you. How do you compare your financial situation in that span of time?
I would have
Mhm.
minus 70-degree. Now I'm progressing to a neutral temperature where I'm not freezing to death.
I see. So you are
True.
in greener pastures.
Yes. To give a picture to the audience who are listening, my brothers and sisters, I had loans in the sense my life was only filled with loans. One loan goes, I pay off, I have a saving, the saving goes completely to pay off loans. So there is nothing left in my life except loans, and I couldn't buy anything for my children, my wife, and myself. So I was, even though I'm working in and I'm earning, it's like end of the month is zero, and sometimes I borrow and there is nothing. And I had loans which I want to get rid of. And Reda, if you permit me, I can share the story of how I sold the house.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So I had a house loan which I wanted to get rid of because this house was, I was not using that, and the loan was doubling up and the interest were building, even though it is from a bank. For 10 years, I've been trying to sell this, and nothing was happening. It's just that I keep paying the loan, but I'm not using the property. So it was a burden which was choking me, and there was no risk in my earnings and savings. So I really want to get rid of this struggle. I want financial freedom where I can do charity. Guys, I have literally cried to Reda before I did this contract, said, Reda, I could not give sadaqah. It's not about even zakat, it's sadaqah. I cannot give sadaqah. I was living a person receiving sadaqah, which I really don't want. I want to give sadaqah. So that is when Reda said, okay, everybody will not be suffering all the time. There is something which Allah has the plans, and things will be better. Don't worry. And we worked on this wealth contract for the risk. Trust me, guys. After we started this, I had a chance to visit back to my hometown, and surprisingly, from nowhere, one of my neighbor, he bumped into me and he said, I heard you want to sell your house. Is it true? I said, yes. Can you sell it to me? I said, it's okay.
Subhanallah.
I'm fine with that.
Subhanallah.
Then
Really?
he
You want to buy the house I've been trying to sell for 10 years?
10 years, come on, man. Wow, who is going to stop me? No, come on, I want to sell. Then I said yes. Within 2 weeks, trust me, within 2 weeks, he said, I want this to be registered in my wife's name. So you can fly back and we'll settle this. Within 2 weeks, I completely sold this house and the loan was totally out of my hands. And now, wallahi, I'm saying, I'm living a life without debts. There's no loans, and Alhamdulillah, I can give sadaqah when I will. I'm able to. And thanks to Almighty and thanks to the spirits who are working on the wealth contract, and not only the financial part, and also there is a standard of living in my life which is progressing from the worse to the better. That's why I said from minus 70 degree, now I can see the greens in my life where I can see it's getting better. Yeah. So I stand witness that this is not something I'm bluffing, but from my own experience, if anybody has doubts, you can ask for my reviews. I have sent them personally. So this is something real. The work is for sure. Within a month, I was able to get rid of something which was stuck to my neck for 10 years.
All thanks. I might be repeating myself here, but all praise, thanks, and gratitude to God Almighty, and all credit to the mighty, amazing spirits who are making this happen. A few things that I want to highlight there, Muhammad, if you allow me.
Sure.
First of all, let's start from the beginning. You earn a good living, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You are not someone who is manual laborer earning
No.
minimal wage. You earn a good living.
Yes.
And it is actually worse to make a good living and not be able to enjoy a single cent of it than to make no money, because
Yeah.
you're not
Yeah.
making
Yeah.
any money.
Yeah.
Whereas in this case, you're making all this money and you can't even enjoy it. You
Yeah.
can't give any charity. You can't take care of your family the way that you want to treat them. Forget about yourself, right? Because you're providing for everyone. You don't deserve happiness or enjoyment or any
Yeah.
form
Yeah.
of personal treat. You don't deserve that, right? But this is part of the cycle of suffering that the spirits are creating in your life, because they're just trying to suck the joy out of every aspect of your life. And they know nowadays that money is so important. Money does
True.
not create happiness, but it
True.
contributes significantly to happiness. Because if
Right.
you don't have money in your pocket, you will be miserable in this world. And that is the truth
That's
of
true.
it,
That's true.
right? That's the first thing. The second thing is, although you were in a very dire situation and my contracts are not cheap, you still took the leap of faith and paid
Yes.
for it. I don't know how you even did it at this point, to be honest with you, and hired me and paid for it and got the contract. Why? Because it is an investment. It
Yes.
is not a purchase, it's not a buy, it's not something that you're using to entertain yourself. It is actually an investment in your own future and that of your children and your wife.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the second thing. And the third thing is, come on, guys, if you haven't seen it yet, this guy's trying to sell his house for 10 years. 10 long years. And you know how it is in our countries, right? Everyone in the town knows that this house is for sale.
Yep.
And when does it happen? You're there in person. This means no realtor, no commission, no this, no that, no this guy, because the commission's there. It's crazy, right? Sometimes they rip you off, a lot of times, basically.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It happens
And
all.
then you bump into the person, the buyer, in person. And it doesn't say, "Oh, Muhammad, how are you?" "Oh, you're trying to sell a house? Sell me this house." It's like this guy, he woke up this day to buy the house from you.
Yeah, I was so shocked, and and this guy is my neighbor for the last 10 years, and I never seen him. This is the first time I'm talking to him. First time I'm seeing him. Like, from where did you even come? Come on.
Where were you all my life? No, I'm happy that we are both smiling because, mashallah, this is amazing. And yeah, we have to give credit where credit is due. This would
Yeah,
never
yeah,
happen in your life without God's will and
yeah.
permission. And this would have
Yes.
never happened without the spirits doing the work because it is completely left field. It's completely out of the ordinary the way that it's been sold, to the point where people who don't believe in magic, they don't believe in spirits, they don't believe that this and that, or they have a doubt or whatever. Can you doubt anymore? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But this is, for me, it's a common occurrence, not the same situation as you, but having these out of the blue situations where things just get solved. And I think that's what people get as a view of magic as a whole. They
Right.
think that all results and all magic is going to manifest like that. No, sometimes it's very mundane, sometimes it's very, I would say, quote unquote, normal, right? There's
Mhm.
nothing to jump up at the roof, but this is one of those highlights that I've personally experienced, and I'm very happy to have had any contribution to that. So thank you so much, Muhammad, for developing on these things. Now we're going to move on to the next question. Is, you started researching, right? And I
Yeah.
know that we're going a little bit backwards, but I want to come back to that. Is, you were researching on the internet, you said my name kept popping up. How did you hear about me? And basically, what changed your vision? Because you said you didn't trust me. What changed your vision to, you know what, I'm going to give this guy a shot?
Okay. So when I was doing a Google research, before I reached to you, like I looked for some Arabic magic stuff. So I found some of the things, but most of them which they posted is typical advertisement, which I can see because I come from a field where I can see the advertising, everything which is glossy, shiny, the words are too attractive. For sure, this is an advertisement, but certain things are to the point which would say, okay, this is this and this, one, two, three, finish. So those are the people who are speaking the fact because they don't give a crap to speak more or less to the point, finish and move because they have life to live, they have other business to focus. So when I saw that your contents, your page and everything, your web page, I should have at least visited 25 to 30 times, reading the entire content. And
Mm.
I have been reading in twice, thrice, and I think I memorized also few of your contents which you have on your page. So that many times I have visited your page to make
Wow.
sure, okay, this person is he saying things logical. So that was something like, since I don't trust and I have seen people what crap they speak and the contents which you posted on your website was really mature and wise, because it was to the point, because it was talking the facts. There is no gimmick there. There is no fake stuff. And also, I saw your Etsy page, then I landed on your Facebook. So the Facebook was the key. And I took 6 months to just watch on the Facebook on how things are happening. So, yeah, so that is where all my research came into picture. So it is not just like I go Google search, I saw this name. No, I went to your web page, your Facebook, your Etsy, everything together, put together in one plate. I analyzed and I saw everything is giving the same picture. There is no extras, no less, no extras. So yeah, that gave me the confidence to come to you to speak and open up, seek for help. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I didn't know you took 6 months to investigate me. You were probably you did a background check or something, but that's good. That's good.
So man.
No, I know. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But that's really good. I encourage people to do that. That's why the testimonials are there. The reviews are there. Look, go. I had a guy the other day. It's so funny. He said, "How can I be sure that this works?" I said, "If all the testimonials and all the reviews I have all over the internet cannot convince you, there is nothing I will say or do
Yeah,
that can."
that's true.
And sure enough, the conversation ended like that. I am not here to convince people. When you come to me, I have worked extremely hard and I let my work speak for itself. You have to be convinced when you
Yeah,
come to me.
right.
I'm
Yeah,
not here to try to sell you or anything like that. And you see it all over the internet. You're absolutely right. These people are telling you all the doors of the wealth and the riches and this and that are going to be open to you, and you will harness the full power of the Jinn realms, and you will have the kings that are serving you. And where are we going? Are you selling me something serious? Are you selling me something that is solid? Or are you selling me a fantasy?
yeah.
Right? So that's very important. And I always tell people, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
And the other thing is congruency, right? A lot of people, you will meet them, and you met a lot of them. They portray the outward signs of piety. They portray the outward signs of wisdom. They're quoting the Quran, they're quoting the Prophet, and but there's no congruency when you see how they are with people or how they treat them, how they talk to them, as I'm sure you've seen before, like that person, that Singaporean leader who is a healer famous in the South Asian continent, treats people badly, poorly, makes them feel stupid and
Yeah,
unheard, and that's deplorable. Whereas as me, Muhammad, we're doing an interview now that's going to be public, but I am the same that we are in our
yeah.
private conversations.
That's true.
There's nothing that changes about me. And if you go on Facebook, you go on YouTube, you go watch the other interviews, there's no, hey, Reda he's acting a bit weird or a bit different. I'm always the same. So that's very important. I think two things that people should look into is really, are people trying to sell you on a fantasy? Are they exaggerating things? Are they claiming things that have no basis in reality? And the second thing is congruency, that you don't have someone who says that they're a white magician, and the next thing that you know, they're proposing you a separation spell or a harm your enemy spell or destroy someone's life spell. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
that doesn't go hand in hand. And it's something that other people have raised. So thank you so much for developing on that. Now, when you decided to come to me, what was the difference between what I offered, what you've seen out there? Because I know I'm the only one offering contracts. Okay.
Yeah,
Let it be known, I am the only one in the world offering contracts. And if you ever see someone writing the word contract, they have copied that from me.
mm,
Okay.
mm.
They have copied that from me. What made those services that I offer stand out for you from the rest of the other options that you were contemplated at the time when you were looking to do some love work with your wife and all that stuff?
To be honest, as you said, there is no pacts and contracts out there. All is they take money and they say, okay, this is the problem, this will be done. Either they do it in a group or they do it separately for you. It depends on the cost. but there is no promise, there is no success promised as you are promising, even though you don't personally promise things, but you are sure that trust and it will happen, but you need to have patience. These things are not there because people say, oh, we do, we wait, we see. If it doesn't, we do the next thing. Oh, after the next moon, we need to renew. So you need to top up. It's like your prepaid card. You need to keep topping up your card. If not, you cannot do anything. Is am I getting a service of telecom service, or is this something to fix my life? I came to fix my life. At least last time I was running downhill. Now I'm flying downhill. So it's like that.
I came to you with a financial issues. Now I'm in a financial turmoil
Yeah, something like
because of
that.
all the money I'm paying to them. And look, I mean, I cannot agree with you more, and that's why I don't do any spells, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
whatever they want to call it, whatever the ML or Wazifa or whatever they want to call it is a spell, and
mm,
those last for 3 months.
yeah,
And then, sure enough, like clockwork, you have to keep coming back. It doesn't matter if it's for health, wealth, spiritual healing, Jinn possession, love magic. So then you have to do the magic to get your wife back, but then you have to keep paying to stay together because
yeah,
otherwise they can turn it against you and separate you again. And I've seen it. This is not something that I've seen it. Time and again, this is the oldest trick in the book.
yeah.
And
Great.
these people, I don't care what they appear to be, but all they're interested in is your money,
Yeah, that's true. That's
right?
100% true.
That's the first thing. The second thing is basically you are looking for something that will fix your life and move on.
Yeah,
That's how I built my practice. First of all, I know that people's needs will always change according to their situation. If you're in a bad situation, I help you out of it, then you will move to the next better situation and you'll have different needs.
right.
You won't probably make any more money than those people that you have to go see every 3 months.
Mm,
However, I will have built a trusting relationship,
that's true. 100%
you
true.
know? And what in opposing to these guys and gals, what they're doing, they're bleeding you dry for every penny that you have.
Yeah, yeah,
There's the difference there, and I appreciate that you highlighted it. Now, I want to go back to something you said. I came to you, I was looking for mentorship, and basically, you said maybe there was a veil on me. I wasn't able to work with you at the time. But I want to know very honestly, between me and you, what was
mm.
the obstacle? What was the blockage there that prevented you from working with me earlier? Was it the price? Was it that you're not sure? You said that you didn't trust me, and I respect that. But what really kept you like, you know what, with all these things that this guy is doing, all the reviews and everything, I'm still gonna hold off.
To be honest, trust issues. They say once a cat drinks from a hot bowl of milk, the rest of the life is never going back to any anything which is white in color because it thinks that's a hot milk. So I was
Mm,
like that, burnt by so many people running over me, using me for money. And it was like I wasn't sure because even before I came to you, there was few people who came and said, "Oh, it's like this. You have to do a lot of things." So I've been backstab, and losing, which did not give an opportunity to trust anyone in that matter. So I wasn't even
mm,
trusting, okay, should I go? So this was keeping me, and also my finances were very tight.
mm.
And no, before knew you, like my finances were so tight, I did not know. So the trust was something which was holding me back. Yeah.
I get it. Look, I get it. I totally agree with you. And while we're at it, I'm willing to underscore something, is that this is another pattern that I've observed with people who have evil jinns in their lives, that they will guide them to the people who can't help them,
Yeah.
from one person to the next, and they will even influence you to trust them more, and they will facilitate their dealings with you, so
Yeah.
you spend that money and waste your time, which in turn, over the long term, creates more hopelessness, that this will
Yes.
never get fixed and that your life will never get better, because that's one of the things that they're telling you mentally. But not only telling you through whispering it in your mind, they're actually orchestrating your whole life, and the people who come into it, stay within it, or leave it, to perpetuate that belief that they are trying so hard to inculcate in you. And that is why so many people I meet, they have given up literally. They say, Reda, you are the last guy I'm going to try. And if this doesn't work, that's it. And I say, you know what? Good for you. If this doesn't work, don't ever try anything else again. And I think I told you that, if I remember
Yes.
correctly as
Yes.
well.
Yes.
I
I
told you,
heard it.
this is the last time. I told you, this is the last time you will attempt spiritual healing.
Yeah.
And if this doesn't work, I'm telling you, if this doesn't heal you, nothing will ever do it for you.
Yes.
Okay, good. Because I didn't remember if I told you that as well. I want to highlight that to the people. It's not because your judgment is not good. It's not because you can't judge people properly or your intuition is not good. It's because the spirits are actually orchestrating this whole thing. And then many times over, when you realize that you've gotten scammed, then they even put everything back in your face. All the red flags start popping up. Oh my God, I should have seen it coming.
Yep.
And
Yep.
you start to doubt yourself, to the point where you're like, oh wow, I can't even make a good decision for myself. It's all my fault. It's so deep, people. When Muhammad said that we don't give them enough credit for their smarts, he really meant it, and he knew what he was talking about. Now that we have spoken about what really blocked you from working with me back then, on the flip side, what convinced you to hire me? Or us, I would say, because I have a lot of invisible partners. Is it when we were talking, the initial communication? Is it the work or the reviews? Is it the descriptions of my products? You said that you read and reread everything that I put out, all the content I put out. Or was it the consultation face to face? Then we meet and I tell you what's what, I answer your questions. What really convinced you in that case? You know what? Okay, I'm gonna jump in right now and do this with Breda.
Okay. The first thing is the reviews. I have to go from there because that is where which gave me the confidence. Okay, this person is not a joke, because somebody who speaks doesn't have a review or doesn't dare to put their reviews or comments on the public. But in your case, the people who worked with you, they spoke on your behalf and your work. So that was my first positive, which helped me. Then when I spoke to you, I felt the honesty in your voice, what can be and what cannot be. I really liked it because I never seen anyone being honest in their speech. They say you want the world, I will give you the world. But when I spoke to you, when I asked you for a world, you said what you need is not the world. What you need is a place to live. You have the world and you don't know where to live is useless. So getting into the point and being straight to what needs to be spoken rather than beating around the bush, I really liked it. And the results came after. So that was a real life experience for me. So these are the two main factors which really made me trust you.
Very interesting that you bring that up, because like you were talking about these people before, that they have the amazing descriptions and the promises and things that no one can really live up to.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there wouldn't be even any doubt that magic exists, because there are a lot of people out there that they don't even know that spirits exist. They don't believe in magic. Where it would get very popular very fast. Let's just say,
Right.
if all the things that they were claiming are true. And this is a common red flag of scammers, is that they say yes to everything.
True.
They say yes to every. You want this? Oh, you want the world? Yes, no problem. Would you like the moon with that? Yeah, just send the money. I'm gonna take care of it. Tomorrow, the moon and the world and the sun will all be at your door, at your feet. No problem. Just send the money.
Yeah.
That is a
Yeah.
common red flag you have to look out for, people. Not everything is possible within magic. Okay. And I have explored the limitations of magic and the limitations of the spirits. Not everything is, the spirits are not all powerful. There are some things that they can't do, literally, that they can't do. Okay. And those people that you see, many of those spiritual leaders, those spiritual figures, those shuyukh, a lot of people have been involved with satanic jinns, and now it's coming out into the light,
Yeah. Yeah.
producing these seeming miracles, these karamat. But that's a topic for another day. Why I ask for a consultation is because for love work, I always ask for a mandatory consultation, because I have to evaluate how mentally sane this person is, how healthy is the relationship. Is it something that is going to be constructive? Is it something that will please God, the creator? Am I
Yeah. Yeah.
perpetuating suffering either for you or your
True.
romantic partner? And that is something very important for me. So that's where basically, and sometimes a lot of people, they have many fears. Is there negative karma? Is there karmic debt, the blowback, this and that? And you experienced that. You had the blowback, right? When you were trying to dabble into Solomonic magic, you saw
Yes.
that this is not a joke, right? It can backfire.
This I would like to take an opportunity to say, people out there who are listening to this, my dear brothers and sisters, it's a kind request. Do not be swayed away by everything on the internet. People say bewitching, witchcraft, Solomonic magic, the Book of Solomon, the Song of Solomon. Please don't go there. You are not fit for it. If you are, I would have been a sorcerer by now. No, it is
That's
not
very
our
well
cup
said.
of tea. It is not our cup of tea. Please, you want to read, understand, gain knowledge, khalas. Finish it, close the book, never turn to that. Please.
100%.
This is
100%.
something for the people who have experience. I did something which Rada said from the Book of Solomon. I invited one of the demonic king, which backfired me, and it took my life out. And if it was not Almighty, I would have been in ashes. I'm telling you, guys, please don't try this. Leave it to the experts. They know to handle it. But again, don't fall into trap. Know whom to contact and reach only to them. Don't try these things at home, because I have done and I got my life burned because of my stupid thinking of everything on the internet is easy when it particularly comes to these kind of Solomonic magic and Arabic magic and witchcraft. And no, everything you do one spell, you're inviting a shayateen or a jinn, and you cannot see. Don't have the ability to communicate with them, to see them. They are going to be stuck with you, and they are going to bring in more, then your life is going to be a mess. Red warning, please don't do that.
Amen to that, sir. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you, and we weren't intending on talking about this in this interview, but since this topic has came up, something that I have on my heart for a very long time, I think I'm gonna say it. God has made someone an expert in every field. You want to build a bridge, you go see an engineer. You want to build a house, you go see an architect. You want to fix your car, you go to a mechanic. You are sick, you go to a doctor. But for some reason, when someone wants to do something spiritual, they think they can do it by themselves. In your case, Muhammad, you are not a magician. You are an IT professional and very well versed and very much an expert in your field. If I need something with IT, I'm going to come see you.
Right.
But these people who are peddling these books and these courses, they make it seem like it's at the grasp of everyone.
True.
Because why? They're not interested in your life getting better. Because guess what? If your life gets better, you stop buying books, you stop buying courses. So
Yeah.
they're not interested in that. They're interested in you calling these entities in your life, and those entities will overtake you as they have overtaken them. And that is the truth. Because the truth, there's something special about it. When you hear it, it makes logical sense and emotional sense. So these people, there is an inherent conflict of interest between what they want, which is your money,
Yeah.
and what you want, which is your life getting better. But
Right.
if your life gets better, they're not getting any more money.
Mm.
Period. Okay. So this is something that people need to understand. We can all learn to drive a car, but we are not all race car drivers. I can drive very well a car, but if you put me in a Formula One car, I won't even know how to start it. I won't even get off the line. So it's very important, guys. I hope, because you didn't hear it from me, that you heed Muhammad's advice, because these are very wise words from someone who has known the bad side of magic and the spirits. And those are the people who understand its true power. I cannot emphasize this enough. And I have people all the time. If you're a young man or woman and you're really interested and you're passionate about this field, you don't have a family, you don't have a career, I would say you don't have much to lose in life. But if you're someone who is a career professional, you have a practice, you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, you're an engineer, you're an IT professional, you have bills to pay, you have a mortgage, you have loans, you have children, you have family, you have a wife to provide for or a husband to provide for, I urge you for your own sake
Yep.
to put that stuff down. There are so many people succeeding in life, prospering, having love without the use of any magic. Magic is not there to trifle with. Oh, I'm going to whip up this sigil and summon this demon and ask him to make me pass in front of the line at McDonald's. And this is what people are doing nowadays.
Yes. True.
So, very important. And again, Jessa has talked about this. They're not giving knives or grenades, they're giving nuclear weapons that can completely annihilate your life.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's basically it. So, thank you, Muhammad, for bringing this up for the benefit of the listeners. And one thing here, while we were at it, is that when you mentioned the reviews, when we find something good as human beings, our survival instinct is that we should hide it and keep it to ourselves. When people find me, they usually don't want to talk about me in public.
Yeah.
But the people who do these interviews and they share the reviews, it's because they have it in their heart that someone else needs to hear this. They're paying it forward. Like you
Yeah.
right now. You're not talking to me and saying how great Reda is and this and that. We see it in your intention, in your speech, that you're focused on the people who need to hear this, that this
Right.
could do good too. So, on their behalf, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now, on a happier note, I want to ask you, what has made you happiest, brought you the most joy from working with us? Is it the experience when you activate the packs or activate the contract? And I know that you have a very good relationship with the spirits from the maintenance of that work that we do together. You have communication with them. Is it the experience of working with me, also the relationship that we have, or is it the results and the way they manifest in your life? What was really your favorite thing about working with me?
It's two sides of the story. The first, initially, excitement was the results, but after my pact and the contract, I know the results are already coming in. So it's the experience every single time when it is time to give offering for my mighty and the best. Jinn kings and the jinns. When I ask permission, Ya Rab, give me permission to call upon these mighty spirits. And then when I call them and I give them the offering, I feel that I'm connected, and I cannot see them, I cannot hear them, but I know when they are there. Then that experience is something, and they are very much connected to me. When it is time for an offering, they
Oh
really
yeah.
tell me what they want, and they change their menu and they tell me what they want, and they tell me, buddy, it's time, you need to be thinking about us. Yes, oh crap, some days the most beautiful thing is some days I forget and I literally sit and talk to them. I said, guys, I'm really sorry, I'm really sorry, please forgive me, I missed, I should have done it on this day, but I missed. Please don't be angry with me. I missed. But until today, wallahi, I'm saying they haven't taken against me, because there are two instances when one, I was overseas to sell the house, I couldn't offer. Then when I went for Umrah, I couldn't offer. Those 2 weeks, they never reminded me. This thought never came, because a friend before going, I told them that this is my trip, I'm going and I will not be able to. But I compensated. But still, that experience is something out of the world. Like i- this, if I say that I'm communicating with the spirits and so much friendly, then people would think I'm crazy. But guys, this is true. They are not in what as you see in Nun and all these movies. Is not that. There is a different, there's a different world altogether. This spirit and the Jinn kings and the mighty kings you are working with, they are something different. It's not shayateen. They are not shayateen. I would like to emphasize that these are Jinn kings who are kings. The kings know how to treat their people, and these jinns are something out of the world. They have the humane factor in them. So that experience is something like mind blowing to me, Rada.
Because you would know,
Yeah.
as you have experienced shayateen in your life who were
Yes.
afflicting you for so long. So you know the
Oh, yes.
difference, right? You can only know the full taste of the good if you have tasted the bad before that.
It's
So
true.
know the contrast.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time you miss an offering, like, oh my God, I hope that they're not mad. So I'm like, don't worry about it. They know your life. They like, hey, this guy forgot. But if you forget over 3 or 6 months, then they don't care anymore. You stop caring, they stop caring. That's
Yeah.
basically it. I had people who at some point they just stop caring because they think that this is something that's going to fizzle out, and the spirits don't stop working because they're bound to the contract, they're bound to the pact, they can't stop working. They've never punished them, they've never give them any backfire or anything of the sort. They just slow down considerably. You
Yeah.
close the tap of the offerings, they considerably close the tap of the results, and that goes hand in hand. There's no one who should be working as a slave, because at the end of the day we're not making offering to worshiping them, is to give them strength so they can keep working for us. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day it's a win-win for us, but we try to make it win-win for them as well. Like you said, the beginning is the results, like, wow, this really works, this can actually positively affect my life. And then when you know that even before I go to Reda and I hire Reda and I pay him for something, the results will come. Then it's all about the experience and you're
Yeah.
enjoying the ride, so to speak. And when you say that they have the human factor and they have the understanding factor. Hey guys, I forgot. No worries, man. You can do it tomorrow. You can make it up. No worries. Oh, I can do it this week. Yeah, we know. You were in Umrah, you were in Saudi Arabia performing pilgrimage. We were with you. No worries, man. You can do it when you come back. You were selling your house. Yes, we helped you sell the house. So no worries. You can make it up when you come back. So all these things, like, we are not dealing with some dangerous head-eating monsters as the manuscripts and as these imams and these spiritual figures will have you believe. Otherwise there would be no interest,
Yeah.
we would
Correct.
have
Correct.
no incentive of dealing with them in the first place if that's how it was. And Very interesting that you mentioned that. And yeah, there are two sides to it. And now that we were talking about the positive and the negative, right? We did do a purge for you,
Yeah.
spiritual purge. It was level 4 because it was demonic possession, which is very serious. It's been with you for a very long time. And not only that, eventually, after you did the wealth contract, you realize that your wife and your children are also suffering,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you've got them purges as well because, and little do they know that it's not the same thing as you, right? They're not suffering from this. They had black magic done on them, which is similar symptoms, but again, that's why we do the diagnosis, so we know the difference. Can
Mhm.
you tell the people who are suffering, who need to get purged, or even the people going through the purge at any given time with me at this moment? Some of them, they need encouragement, and you needed encouragement. You needed reassurance while you were going through it because it is not an easy process. Those people who might go through it or are going through it, what do you have to tell them in terms of setbacks, in terms of improvements, feelings, thoughts, doubts that you had, fears? What can you share about that process with our listeners?
All right. For me, spiritual purge was something which did not come to my mind at first when I came for the pact. Then I did not even know. But how I know the spiritual purge, as I told you, I've been going through your webpage for a very long time. So this one item, the spiritual purge, was keep coming to my mind every single time. When I open the page, the first thing I see there. So I came to you to ask what is a spiritual purge, and you explain it to me. So to the my brothers and sisters out there, why I did a spiritual purge is because some of the signs I will tell you, if you have it, don't think twice. Consult to Reda immediately. Sign number one, you slack in things. You try to achieve success, you cannot, you're not able to save money, your health is going worse, your family relationship, your friendships are worse, you always stay isolated, you feel the negativity all the time, and you think, oh, I don't like this person, irritated, and like your life is going upside down. And most importantly, if you are a person who has tried a lot of witchcraft, black magic, Solomonic magic, Arabic magic, any kind of a magic in your life, if you have done it, please stop now. Take a consultation, because all these are signs there is something attached to you and you need to remove this. And it will not go away from you as easy as possible. My attachment was from my life, and it took time for me to remove the roadblocks which I had. These entities were not allowing me to do the purge properly. Initially, I started doing, I forget, memory loss. I forget to do 2 days. Oh, I contact to Reda. Reda says, start again. Then I completed one full cycle. Then I was so happy. I went to Reda and said, Reda, I completed. The first question Reda asked me was, how much water and oil is left? I told him very proudly, is a lot left. Leda took a long breath and said, brother, you need to finish the water fully if you need to complete your purge, because that is the only way you can be cleansed and protected. Then I had to start it again. So these entities which are attached to any humans, they will not let you do or complete it. So the spiritual purge was something which helped me to cleanse and remove all the attachments from my lifetime, from my young childhood, and all the demonic. positions which I attracted because of my own stupid learnings and immaturities in my young age. And it took time for me, but I have to be very honest. After I cleansed that, I could sleep peacefully. I can see, I can breathe from my lungs. It's not just from the nose. I can feel the free flow of oxygen. It was like always choking on my chest, and I had indigestion problem because these demons, they put my health toppled up and down, and lot of suicide attempts and this and that. And if any signs and symptoms, if you brothers and sisters out there are facing, please do a spiritual purge. Consult with Reda. He has a formula. He will help you. Trust me, guys. You will need to be cleansed. The unseen is filled out in this dunya. We do not know because we cannot see and hear them, but they are everywhere. Get your spiritual purge done. And my spiritual purge was a one time cleanse which I really needed for myself and my family because we all were afflicted. And thanks to Reda for and thanks to Almighty for showing Reda to do this. And if not, like my life would have been still a mess.
Wow, Muhammad. So much to unpack there, to be honest with you, because you talked about what you were going through before, what you were going through during, and now the difference about how your life is. A few things that I want to touch on here that I think are very important to attract the viewer's attention to. First of all, when you say, hey, just get a checkup, right? If you've been involved in magic, if you've been involved in any sorts of spiritual learning, spiritual practice, or whatever, but even without that, many people have issues from their parents, from past generations, or from their childhood that they're not even aware of, that they think it's what normal looks like you, right? Because the
Yeah,
spirits have done a
yeah,
very good job of convincing them of that. And I tell people, like, don't start with a purge. You don't even know that you need a purge, but get a diagnosis. And that's my line, right? It's like, when's the last time you've gotten a checkup?
yeah,
You
correct.
go do maintenance on your car and get it checked out. You go do a full body health checkup once in a while at a doctor. But when's the last time you've gotten your soul and spirit checked up? The answer is most of the time, never. So it's not a, hey, you need to get purged and you need to get healed and this is everyone needs it, blah, blah, although a lot of people need it. But what do you have to lose in just seeing if you do or not? That's why I priced it at a very reasonable and affordable price. That's another barrier that I'm trying to get rid of for them because there are so many mental blockages as you had before, right?
Yeah,
And now you get checked up and we confirm it. You know exactly what's going on. There's a solution by Allah's will and grace and mercy. You have to go through it. And that's
yeah,
when the fun really starts, right? Because they're going to pull every trick in the book, do everything in their power. So it either fails, does not succeed, or make you quit or whatever. And that's why I support people throughout its entire duration. It's a
yeah,
very lonely and isolating process. And they ramp up their attacks because they know, okay, this is it, guys. This is the ultimate game. They put all hands on deck, all their resources come into play to make you either fail, quit, or not believe in it anymore.
yeah,
And by God's grace and mercy, I was able to support people throughout that process, whereas not a lot of people, I think it's less than 10 people total that were not able to complete it or that they had to start over. Okay. And about 400 people, I think that's a very good ratio in my book. But with that being said, you talk about sleep. They will deprive you of your sleep.
yeah,
Why? Because they are inside your body. Remember, possession. So they can screw up your circadian rhythm. They are screwing up your endocrine system, which is connected to your chakras, so they can create those digestive issues. On top of being able to control your thoughts and emotions and your overall state of being. And the tightness in the chest, the fact that you can't take a full breath of fresh air, you don't feel your lungs being full of oxygen, like you said,
Yeah.
is so common. It's one of the telltale signs. It's not normal.
Mm.
Something is not normal here. And the causes, they can be many. And unfortunately, people who are already spiritually afflicted get attracted into magic by the spirits afflicting them because they want to use that as a door to afflict them even more. That's, and
True.
that's why most people involved in this field are actually possessed, from the authors to the teachers to the students to the practitioners. Most people in this field, they are actually under the influence. And that is the truth, guys. You might have heard it here first, but this is the truth. So, with that said, now that you've completed the purge, in contrast to what you've done in the past, you say this is a one time thing and you've done it for your children, for your family, for your wife as well, because you've seen its efficacy. And now it's been a very long time, more than 3 months, I think more than a year. Do you
Yeah.
see any signs of the problems coming back? Do you see why I say that it's permanent and not temporary? Do you see the difference between what you've experienced in the past, even when you said there were people that were able to make you feel better for a short period of time? So, how does it compare to that?
There's no repetitive things haven't come back. The entities leave for good and they don't come back.
Mm,
And your life is not as fast. And it's been a year and it's been a very good phase. And yeah, this is real, man.
Alhamdulillah. All thanks and praise to the highest and greatest, because this is from Him. This is not the work of
Yeah.
any jinn. This is not the work of any angel. This is not the work for any human being. This is the work of God Almighty, who chooses who is to be healed on His time, on His watch,
Yes.
by His will and His permission. And that is it. That
Yes.
is it. I am a cause, but He is the originator of all causes. So, with that, we move on to the next question. I want to ask you what you've been able to achieve, the goals, the objectives that you were able to manifest for yourself, for your family. I know that performing pilgrimage in the holy city of Mecca was a big one. I know
Yeah.
that you were concerned because, and this is something that's funny, because many people believe that when you go to Mecca, the holy city, all magic is canceled. And you were concerned, like, oh, all the stuff we did will be canceled. But it turns out you came back and everything is as functioning as before. This speaks volume about the solidity of my work. Just wanted to put it out there. But and also, you came back, now you have a new opportunity, right, career wise, that is
Yeah.
better conditions, better paying, that it will open better doors for you in your future and that of your family. So what is the highlights of the things that you're able to achieve, let alone with the baby that is coming and you getting back with your wife and everything? That this is, I could go on and on, but those are just the things that jump to my mind right away.
I would say a lot of success in my career, in my personal life, and Umrah with the family is the greatest achievement which I can do. I have never spent my time with my children, and this was a time I was able to have a family time, perform Umrah with my family, and a growth in my career, and welcoming a new family member, then financial stability, peace of mind in the family. There's a lot of good things flowing in. So my 10 fingers are not enough. I need to borrow my toes to count. So things are pretty successful, wealth wise and health wise. Even my children, they are getting better on their health. My wife is getting better with her health, and everything is fine. Yeah.
How many times can we say thanks to God? Huh? I
Yeah,
think that we can never say that enough in this interview,
yeah,
to be honest with you. But I just want to underscore something there about you, Muhammad, is that you are the same person.
yeah.
You are the same loving father. You are the same loving husband. You are the same hardworking IT professional that you were before. You are making the same wages as before, and now you'll be making more. But everything about you is the same. What changed is that you got healed and we
Yeah,
got the positive influence of some beneficial spirits in your life. That is it.
true,
That is it. Because God
true.
didn't change.
Yeah,
God
yeah,
didn't change. The world didn't change. The universe didn't change. Your limiting beliefs didn't change. Your
right.
childhood didn't change. The people telling you to do shadow work and it's limiting beliefs and it's childhood trauma and this that didn't change. What changed is that you got healed
Yeah,
and we
yeah,
got some positive work done to help you live a better life, and that is it.
right,
The rest, everything is the same. So it's not because you're not good at manifesting a good life for yourself and for your family, it's because you were never giving the chance.
right.
And that is what we thank God for. Now, I want to know, since I asked you earlier the experience and everything and connection that you had with the spirits, but I want to know what has exceeded your expectations, what has pleasantly surprised you in a way that since you started working with me and these spirits and doing the purge and everything, something like, you know what, I'm convinced of this guy, I know he's legit, but this is really a surprise to me. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
The surprise came in when my house was sold. That is something flabbergasting, I should say, mind blowing. Like from where and how this happened, Allahu Alam. And this is something, it was just a start. And it
Mm.
was mind blowing experience that from nowhere, the miracle, it was a miracle which befell on me. And this was a door opener for the miracle to enter my life. It's like a miracle waiting at the door, something is blocking, and your work helped to remove the hurdles. So all the good things started flowing in my life. Yeah. So I should say outstanding. It's not exceeding expectations, but it is outstanding, I should say. Yeah. Like in the IT, every year we give the rating to the engineers. So the lowest performer is for PIP, performance improvement program, then the highest is the outstanding. So I would say this is something outstanding, and every single work is an outstanding performance, which you use the key and with the will of Allah and with the support of the Jinn Kings, things work hand in hand, bringing outstanding performance and success.
Yeah, the thing is that the contracts really, it is really permanent. It really is. It's written black and white. The packs, they will last for an undetermined period of time. So it could be months, years, and people are like, your work is a little bit more expensive than others. Yeah, because you don't need to come back to see me in 3 months. And then the contracts really, they're permanent. So yes, I understand what you mean, because it's been a very long time. You're still seeing the results. You're still perceiving it. You're still maintaining it. You have the connection with the spirits. They're still showing up for the offerings and this and that. So I see in your case, you're like, man, this has been a long time. These packs last a long time. So that's when you see really the true value of the work. But man, that episode with the house, for me, it's not like it's been displayed on a website and it's there for 10 years, or like a realtor had it and trying to sell it for 10 years and then finally they sell it. It's like you go to visit, you meet the guy on the street, like everything is out of the blue and
Yeah,
no hurdles, few weeks, everything's finalized, but here's your money, thank you, goodbye. The smoothest sale you can
yeah,
ever have, because it's
correct.
not just about finding the buyer. And the guy was right in front of your nose the whole time. He said he's a neighbor. You never seen him in your life. So I could just keep going on and on about analyzing that situation. That's when you know that there's something larger at play here. So I thank you really for sharing about that, Muhammad. It is really one of the highlights. For me, to be honest, if I can answer that question, is you going to Mecca and performing pilgrimage with your family, because as we
Yeah,
know, that's not cheap, right? And for your wife, and in contrast to when you were like, hey, I'm making all this money, can't even treat them to a fun activity or do something or whatever you want to do
right,
with them or buy whatever you want, to going to Mecca and performing this one in a lifetime experience for them, for you, for your soul, for God. For me, that's the highlight. to be honest with you. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
all thanks and praise to God for making that
Alhamdulillah.
possible. Alhamdulillah. And now, basically, since we exceeded your expectations, I want to know what is the thing that surprises you the most about my work and the spirit's work. Is it how fast you see results? Is it the consistency of results? Basically, everything we have done has always yielded results, which, as we know, most people's magic out there is hit and miss. So, what really is the thing that surprises you the most throughout this whole year? Because I'll be honest with you, me at this level for the years that I've been working with them, is the consistency of them answering the call. I've never had a human being who is so dependable that every time you call them, they answer.
Yeah, yeah.
So that for me, like at this level of the number of work that I'm doing, I'm like, man, they're doing all this work. They're showing up every single day. Whereas people, they call in sick, they don't feel like it, they get depressed or whatever. Jinns are just working, man. You know,
Right.
it's amazing. But I want to know, in your case, from your end, what is it really that surprises you the most throughout this whole experience?
The consistency of the results and also
Mm,
the price.
mm,
The price is something which I would like to emphasize here because so I've been seeing the results. So I never saw that this is something which is wrong to invest in. So even for my wealth contract, initially, you asked me initially, how did I manage for the cost? Yes, I borrowed money from someone, then I
mm-hmm,
invested. This is something,
mm,
an investment for me because I got it back. It's not like I'm still making, I got it. I got that money,
mm-hmm,
repaid the money which I borrowed. Then I did that. So this is something which is more surprise for me. The results are also quick. There is a consistency. Your promises are true, and also the investments are worthwhile because you invest today $1. Say, for example, the blessing of your earnings is not you having $1 million in your savings. It's like even you get 1,000, but you're able to save 500 and spend the 500 on something which is useful is a blessing. It's not like you get the 1,000, then you spend everything on the medical bills or your car servicing, and end of the month you don't have, you again go and borrow. There's no blessing. So
absolutely.
these kind of blessings, and also the cost which I see for the contract also, like this is not something big. Honestly, my brothers and sisters, the price which for the pact and the contract, maybe if you're in a dire financial strike, yes, it will look bad, but give one last chance to
Mm.
invest on something which you will get repaid.
And I'm surprised that you're surprised about that, but I'll tell you why. Because someone who doesn't know me, who doesn't know my work, who doesn't know the effort and sacrifice that goes into it, might say, hey, this person's work is expensive compared to others. But I'll be honest with you, like right now, when you see the results, you're like, this guy is undercharging, basically.
Yeah,
He is undercharging. He's literally selling himself short. And the reason for that is I don't charge people for the results. I only charge them for the amount of work that I do and my expertise, right? So contracts, there's a lot of stuff that go into it. I have to write a divine petition. I have to transmit that to God. I have to make so many things. Everything is written, and it's not, oh, you just sit down and write automatic writing. Like I have to think about what this person needs, what is going to get them the best results, who are the kings that we're going to work with, what is the planetary timing, what is the elemental association. All these things come into play to make that contract. It's not just you whip up a pen and you start working and then summoning the spirits, all these things. But that doesn't matter because people don't see that. I just charge for my hard work and effort. And now this hasn't even been maybe a year for you, and you're already seeing a positive return on your investment. This is permanent.
yeah,
It's permanent.
yeah,
So it's year over year. So if you're making 75K a year or 100K a year, and you do a contract for a few $1,000s, and your income shoots up by even just 5% or 10%, you made it back on the first year, but then all the rest is a bonus, all the rest is an extra. So at the end of the day, I'm the one who's selling himself short. But people don't know that. And it's only by people like you who've experienced it and speaking up about it that they can really say, okay, this is far worth way more than this guy could ever charge.
Yeah.
And the consistency as well is because I'm not like those other spellcasters who just have 10 spells and everything has to fit under those 10 spells, or like pre-made talismans that have sigils that don't even understand themselves what's on them. I
Yeah.
basically use my own stuff. I use my own formulas. I use everything that I have done is proprietary. So what you need, we're going to make a contract or a pact for it, and we're going to change the intent of the person's name. That's it. That's
Yep.
it. So consistent practice is what yields consistent results. So I'm very surprised that you're surprised about the price. But when you say it like that, when the way you put it, I can only agree with you. And like you said, the barakah, the blessing in your money. If you make 100K, but you're only saving 10K, you are less wealthy than someone who makes 50 but saves 20. And that's the truth of it. Those are numbers,
Yep.
they don't lie. So that's when it comes all into play to know that, all right, I'm getting more than my money's worth when this person is working for me. And not only that, I can count on them. And that's why my motto is spiritual work you can count on. I can count on them that for the next work and the next work, they will always yield consistent results. And it's not to say that whatever you tell me I'm going to produce for you. Sometimes I say that's not possible. Not by magic, not by the spirits. So I can't, there's no one who can do it for you. Go pray to God. God is still God. He didn't give the jinns and the spirits and the angels all the powers. Like he is still God. There's some things that only he can do. Miracles. Okay? Miracles. Only God can produce miracles, and that's it. Now, I want to know, how has your life been impacted since we started working together? Because you are a true Muslim, a God loving servant of God, and many people, they have these preconceived notions. And I know that you had those fears as well about the magic backfiring on them, about having negative karma, about their lives unraveling, about their loved ones being hurt or harmed, about getting possessed by jinns, or that jinns are all evil. I know we have touched on this vaguely, inadvertently in other questions, but I want to make sure to bring this point to attention, and not just for the Muslims, but for the Christians and for the Jews out there and all other faiths who might not or might believe in a creator. People who say that it's an association with God, what we call shirk in Arabic, or kufr, that it's disbelief in God. And how has it influenced your relationship to Allah, to God, to the creator, right? Because throughout all of this, have you grown away from God, or have you moved closer to God? That's the true question here. That's the true measuring stick of what we're doing. Can you tell us a little bit more about that, please, Muhammad?
Sure. Every single morning, I wake up with a sujood to say shukr to Allah for waking me up and giving me life, for waking me, my wife, and my children. And my day begins in that way. And after all this work, I feel that my creator and creator of this entire creation has made my mind and heart clear that there is no might nor power except the creator alone. We are not doing a shirk here. We are not idolating. We are not praying a statue. We are not associating anything to Allah. We are not deviating from the Quran. I pray 5 times and I fear Allah for all his prohibitions. Allah has says in the Al Quran not to go perform shirk, not to perform kufr. In the sense, don't associate anything with Allah by praying to it. I'm not praying to anything and I'm not associating anything with Allah. Still, I say Allahu Akbar means Almighty God is the King, He is the greatest,
He is the
which
greatest
means
indeed.
I always surrender to Him. So my faith has become strong, and this, what I have been going through, is from Him, and the purge and the cleansing and everything is also from Him because He wants me to be cleansed. There are so many thousands and millions of people out there. Is everybody coming to Reda? No. Is everybody getting purged? No. Who are those who are coming? Are the ones chosen by the Creator because He knows who needs what. When I say that, I'm proud to say I'm a Muslim, I'm a slave of my Creator, I'm a servant of my Creator, and my Creator has given Reda in my life to cleanse me and my family because my Creator wants my life to have a better peace and a living. And it is after doing this purge and contract is what my Rabb, my Creator, took me to His place, to the holy house of Kaaba. I was able to touch the Kaaba and kiss. I have seen a woman who came when I was doing tawaf. She could not see the Kaaba, and I stand witness, guys, brothers and sisters. I saw the woman, and somebody, the sheikh came and took her away because she could not see the Kaaba because she was too much involved in sihr. If that was what I had done, I would have been given the same punishment.
Wow.
And I was there in Medina where the beloved of the Creator, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, I went and I spent a week with the beloved of the Creator and the best of the human who walked on this earth. So if Allah doesn't wanted me and my family because I did the purge and the contract, He would have blocked me. He would have removed me. I would not even gone to the holy cities, but I was able to. So don't have this misconception of shirk. No, your salah is between you and your Rabb. Your sadaqah is between you and your Rabb. Your zakat is between you and your Rabb. If you're slacking your salah, don't blame anybody but yourself. Fix it because you are one responsible. If I cannot do salah, it is my fault. If I am not able to read Quran, if I'm not able to get closer to the Quran, is my fault. Don't point at others because we need to fix our things. Brothers and sisters, please don't confuse your mind. This is not sihr or shirk or kufr. This is something which, with the help of Allah, with the permission of Allah, Reda is a tool. Trust me, guys, I openly say this. Reda is just a tool chosen by Allah coming into your life, which means Allah has chosen you and given Reda to get things. Don't complain, don't win. Get the opportunity, grab it, get it fixed, and still keep getting closer to Allah, the more the doors will open. Trust me, wallahi, I'm saying the doors will open.
I can't add anything to that because you really said everything. When it's been a long time, it's not just a few weeks, not just a few months. Like I told you, it's more than a year. And you've had those blockages in your life that there's some things that the evil spirits didn't want you to do. So you know that the spirits are able to block you from going to the holy city of Mecca with your family and performing pilgrimage there if they didn't want it to be so. They could have
Yep.
blocked you from doing that. You
Yep.
could have felt uncomfortable there. You could have felt uneasy. But I
Yes.
remember you were sending me pictures and taking me with you on that journey, love of pilgrimage, servanthood of God, and you felt peace, you felt love, you felt joy with you and your family. Every single picture you sent me, you were smiling from ear to ear by the blessing of God. And you didn't even tell me about that woman who could not see the cube, the
Yep.
Kaaba. She could not see it. That is, now you know that the stories are true, that people who have too much sihr on them, they have too much black magic on them, they can't see it. That is a true testament that what we're doing is with the blessing of the Almighty. And if you don't believe that, that's fine. No one can force you to believe anything.
True.
But we're just sharing from our own personal experience. And when you say I am a tool, that's how I see myself. Because guess what? We're all tools. I pray to
Yes.
God on a regular basis, and He's never parted the clouds and told me what I need to know, or showed up in my dream and told me what I need to know, or done every. No, He sends me to the right person. He guides me to the right thing, to the right information, to the right
Right.
spirit, because that's how He works. He works with causalities. He works with causes.
Yes. True.
So we have to do the same thing.
Yeah.
You say, well, if you're slacking up in your salah, you're slacking up in your prayers, you're slacking up in reading the Quran. It's not because of some jinn. It's because we have to look inwards.
Yeah.
We have to take responsibility. And
Right.
shirk and kufr, I think it goes without saying. You've been making offerings, you've been maintaining the pacts, you had the experience, you talked to the spirits. Not any in any way they have suggested to you that you should worship them in any shape, way, or form, or that you should do some things that you're not comfortable with. They have never suggested that to you.
Yeah. Correct.
So this is not because they want to be worshipped, it's because people like to see things that they want to worship. And it speaks
Right.
volumes about these people that when you buy something from them, you purchase some jinn stuff from them, they're going to send you a statue.
Yes.
They
Right.
send you what they call a vessel, quote unquote,
Correct.
a vessel. So we're not working with vessels here. We're working with entities. We're making agreements with them and we're getting work done. That's it. And everything is by the permission and will of God. So very, very deep what you revealed there. And thank you so much on behalf of anyone who needed to hear that, because who are you going to tell? Who's going to tell you this? I can tell this all day. I can say this all day. No one's going to believe me, because guess what? I'm a spiritual healer and I'm a spiritual worker.
Yeah.
But when you have someone that you see the faith in his heart, you see the love of God in his heart and in his speech and in his actions, tell you that, it might ring a bell, right? With that said, while we're on the topic of those people, everyone basically who's listening to this interview, either they dealt with me and they're interested to know the experience of someone else, or they're considering my services and they're not really sure. They're doing what you did, investigating and going, digging up stuff about me. And they might find some negative stuff. People might talk bad about me without me knowing. I don't know,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
What would you tell someone who's here listening to us right now and is considering my services? They're not really sure, they're on the fence, maybe not just about me personally, but about jinns or about magic in general. What would you tell that person, as you were back in the day? What would you have told yourself in that case?
Okay. My dear brothers and sisters, we do not know our expiry date. When I say our return back, we really do not know when it is. So past is gone. The present is what you have. The future is unknown. Don't confuse yourself a lot. Don't make yourself so stressed. The life what is blessed with you, live as it is blessed. Do not have second thoughts. I bear witness, and I personally say this not because I have worked a lot, but I know the way how Reda has worked for me in my life, fixing a lot of things, helping to fix with the blessing of Almighty Creator. Trust Him, give Him a chance. Because if you don't give a chance for someone, maybe you are a person who's looking for a chance. Maybe you want to be a good singer, you want to be a good actor, you want to be a good dancer, you want to be a motorsportist, you want to be a director, you want to be anything, you want to be a millionaire. Who knows? We do not know. But the first step a baby takes is the first step which will push the baby to walk. Let this be the first step for you. Give it a chance. And I'm not saying it because I don't get anything from Radha and I'm not benefiting from anything. I'm just as you, a simple human, having family responsibilities. And since I have seen the results, I I give my testimonial that you want to give it a shot. Please, either it is a spiritual purge, you want to do the consulting, you want to do the spiritual purge, or any of the packs, please proceed. Talk to Reda. If he cannot, he is a straightforward person. He will say he cannot. You have come till here. Is just at the knock. Reda is there. Knock at his door. He is there, extending his arms to help. Don't look at the negative comments. We all need negative comments because we need to know how people look at us. Everybody are not sweet. There we need some bitterness in our life. Maybe it's Almighty's decision to put some bitterness in Radha's life so he knows where he can better himself. And Radha is a person who takes the comments positively, even if it is negative, to better himself so he can serve better to others. So give it a try, trust him, and tell him your problems, and he will tell you what needs to be done. Don't look at the price.
But that's very well said because whenever you're going to do something good in the world, you should expect to be hated. You should expect to have people who are jealous and envious. And one should expect to have people who are watching them and expecting that they fail. And that's totally normal. The feedback, positive or negative, whatever the case may be, is what helps me make my work better for other people because we can only improve on that. We cannot improve if everything's so perfect and right, that's so amazing. How am I becoming the best magician that I can be? How am I becoming the best spiritual healer that I can be? It's not because everything was perfect for me all the time. And people, they just see the success, right? I think, I don't know who said that, but he said, it took me 10 years to be an overnight success,
Yeah,
right? They don't see the hard work behind it. And they don't see that those results don't come out of nowhere. They don't see the sacrifices behind it. They don't see the dedication behind it. And not only that, you said the results are 100%.
yeah,
Even with all of that, I cannot promise that.
yeah,
I still cannot promise you that it will work because everything is in the hands of the creator, everything's in the hands of God.
yeah,
And you might be doing something which goes against the work. I can't control you. I can control what I do, who I work with, but we can control you to get that happening to you. But you
true.
still have to do your part. So people still have to move in a meaningful way towards the result. It's if I do magic to, if I do some spiritual work to get you back with your wife, and then you're insulting her and beating her every chance you get, guess what? There's no amount of magic that's going to counter that. You
Yeah,
know? So it's something to keep in mind, really. But yeah, I tell people like if you're not really sure, just get a consultation and then we'll see if we're a good fit to work together. And the reality is most of the time is me saying no, not the other way around. Because a lot of people have a distorted image of the jinns and of magic in general and what it can do. And although I'm willing to help you and educate you to some degree, I'm not willing to fight your beliefs.
yeah.
Okay. So now that you spoke to the people who are considering my services and they're not really sure, what's the main reason you would recommend my services to others? Either be it loved ones, friends, or even strangers who are looking for authentic spiritual work.
Okay. The main reason for recommending your services is my personal experience. First thing, saving my relationship from a divorce, saving my life from debts, separation with my children, and a whole lot of health issues wherein I would not be walking up straight if I wasn't healed or cleansed. So there are many reasons I can say, but also to add on to that, your services are loyal. I won't say honest, but it is loyal. You're loyal to every single person. That's why people still come back to you, because there's so many people who commented saying I come back for multiple contracts and multiple packs, and I'm one of them. And yours is not a scam game. There is no scamming here. This one is real, and the cost is something which again insist it's not pricey. And also, the most important factor is the humane factor, to see somebody's pain and feel it, that not everybody does. And even you are occupied with your family time, you still trying to respond to those who are in the very critical situations, when they are desperate. Giving them time off from your family time is like something, going out of the way to do things. So these are all the things which I would say and recommend to someone to take your services, because this is a real thing, guys. Trust, please trust, and you can take the services from Radha, because this thing is for real. This is not a play, this is not a scamming game, and there is no loss for you. And you will thank me down the line in few months, I could say, once you take up the service, because this thing is real. Yeah, because I'm a living example of what I'm talking. So I know what I'm saying, and I really would recommend not just to my family, but to my friends, my colleagues, and those. And I won't recommend Reda to everybody, because you know what? There are some things which is very valuable in life. You cannot throw it in trash. So the real people who need it, the deserving ones, are the one who deserve your service, Reda. This one, I mean it, because everybody doesn't deserve. They think, people who think like they know everything, let them go and do what they want. But those who are really in dire situation, those who deserve, I really recommend your services to them. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Muhammad, for your kind words about me. I really appreciate it. And to be honest, there's really nothing I could have given you money or whatever the case might be to be saying what you are saying right now, because every word that you say feels genuine, and the whole experience, the whole interview just oozes with honesty.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we're not doing it to say, oh, look at how great Reda is, and look at this. It's really, and that's the reason that all the other people who did interviews, they did it. It's for the other people who need to hear it.
Yes.
That's
True.
why we're doing it. I know what goes into my work. You know what it's worth. You say that it's worth more than what I charge.
Yeah.
You know what your life has been like since we started working together, how it has improved. There's no price that can be put on that,
True.
but it's really to help the others who God is basically opening a door for them.
True.
And we know that He works in mysterious ways, as we have seen many times over. And really, when you say to not share this with everyone. I appreciate that because guess what? I filter my clients as well. I'm not
Mm.
dealing with the first person who waves $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000 at me. I have no problem declining work that I don't feel morally comfortable with. And it's the truth of it. It's funny because one of my clients the other day, he said, I would recommend you, but I'm concerned that you'll have so much work, you'll be too busy for me. I said, no, because when you mentioned about loyalty, I said, because I know who my friends are,
Yeah,
right?
true.
Everyone is trying to be my friend. Everyone is reaching out to me, but not everyone gets the same treatment. And it's not just because you're a loyal repeat client and that you buy from me over and over again that you will have that relationship. I am only a human being.
Yeah, yeah, correct.
So, with that being said, I thank you so much, really, on behalf of the people who are listening, still with us, and needed to hear this. So many things we have talked about, from possession, the symptoms, the challenges you were facing. You have really took us on a journey of transformation, of compassion, and perseverance in the face of adversity. Because guess what? Throughout your whole life, you have never given up on God and you have
Yeah,
never given up on yourself. And that is the real reason. It's that faith that you have in your heart and the same faith that you have proceeded to work with me that got you where you are today.
true.
And that is the truth of it. So thank you. Thank you once again
You're most welcome, brother.
for taking the time doing this and educating people, because if you guys listen back, it's not about saying how great I am, how great the spirits are. It's all about God,
Yeah,
and it's all about educating you about what you need to know, what is possible, what is not possible, the red flags, the things you should look out for, the things you should do, the things you shouldn't do, how to evaluate things, giving you advice. This is not about singing my praise or the praise of the spirits. The one who's been praised the most in this whole entire interview is God Almighty.
yeah, that's true.
And on that note, thank you, Muhammad, once again. Thank you to our listeners who are sticking with us. This is one for the books. Thank you all for being part of this supportive, loving community and worldwide family. Take good care of yourselves. May God be with you all, protect you and safeguard you, and bless you and your loved ones forever and ever. Thank you once again for tuning in, and I will see you on the next one, because guess what? There's more where this came from. So take care and stay safe. Bye for now.
Bye bye.